Pre-K, good afternoon. I'm sorry Mrs. B's video's late today. There was a lot going on this morning, but you understand, right? So I said good afternoon, Pre-K. Today is Monday, May 18th, 2020. I want you to look outside and we're going to predict the weather today. We have been having beautiful days. This weekend was gorgeous. It was warm. It was sunny. I hope everyone got outside safely and was able to enjoy the weather. I'm looking outside right now. It did look a little gloomy this morning, but I'm going to predict that, right now it looks a little sunny. So we have some symbols here to represent patterns in the weather. What do you think these swirls mean? And we have, yes, Dean, I know you know because you're going to be 11. We have the sun here. We know what that means. And we have some droplets here. We can guess what that means. And here we have a cloud. But what do we have right here? Let's look. This is a thermometer. So I have a short blue line here and a tall red line here. What do we think the short blue line means? And how about the tall red line? The blue means cold temperatures, the red means hot. So just like when we read a story, the illustrator uses colors to represent ideas and to give you a feeling of what is happening in the story. So one of my favorite books, Giraffes Can't Dance, we see the beautiful African sky and it's pink and it's gold and it's yellow. So when we read that book, we get the feeling that it is warm and we get the feeling that the sun is setting. And these are some of the clues that we look for when we read books to tell us what the story is about, right? Okay. So today is the 18th, so once again, we're going to go over modeling a number. Here we have 18, let me get the pointy side. Here we have 18, 1, 8, that's in number form. Here we have 18 written in word form, E-I-G-H-T-E-E-N. And here we have the number in picture form. Mrs. B drew 18 dots. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And we're going to go over making tally marks again, okay? And I'll redraw them so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth line is always diagonal. It's always sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 3 groups of 5 and 1 group of 3 to make 18. And we know what these are called, right? These are called our 10 frames. So 18 is bigger than 10, so I had to make 2 10 frames to fit the 18, right? So 2 10 frames equals 20. So Mrs. B is going to fill in 18 boxes, and you can count with me as well. 1, 2, is this record? Yes, it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and we get to 18 and stop, right? So with 10 frames, I know we've talked about this before, 10 frames give you a couple of pieces of information. They can tell you that 18 plus 2 equals 20. They can tell you that 20 minus 2 equals 18, they can tell you that 10 and 10 is 20. So that's why we use 10 frames, so you can learn how to arrange numbers in a bunch of different ways, okay? We have a couple of challenges today. One is pre-writing squiggle lines. I know that writing is not the favorite activity for some of us, but that's okay. We're going to make it fun today, okay? Pre-writing squiggle lines, we're going to sign in 5 ways. I know we've done this before when we first started making our videos, and I have another activity, look how I've grown. Since we're approaching the end of the year, you all have grown so much, and I want you to sit with your families and think about the ways that you have grown. I know mommies and daddies and grandmas and grandpas, aunts, brothers, sisters, they can tell how much you've grown. So talk about it with them. We have this activity. Look how I have grown. If you don't have a printer, that is okay. You can duplicate it on any kind of piece of paper that you want. You can color it. You can use construction paper. So first, we have this. Look how I have grown. We can talk about the things we know how to do that we didn't know how to do before we started school. We can talk about the things we can do now that we couldn't do before, things we can do for ourselves. Maybe we've gotten so independent. Maybe we didn't know how to zipper our coats or button our shirts. Think about all the things you can do. And lastly, we're going to talk about the things you understand. Okay? And here we have the sheets, and you can, if you can write them yourself, that's great. If not, mommy and daddy can model for you or maybe write it for you, okay? And here, all the petals. We hope you've all gotten your boxes of supplies from school. You can use that, but we definitely want you to try to cut and glue all by yourself, okay? Because cutting helps with writing. So in the end, you can use whatever colors you like, and you'll have, let me show you again, the full flower. Because we know that flowers start off as little seeds. We plant them in the ground. We give them everything they need to grow. We give them water, we give them sunlight, and soon we see a little sprout. Then we see a seedling, and then we see a full adult plant, and that's how you grow as well. When you get the things you need to thrive, you grow, and that includes growing your brain, okay? So we're gonna pull this off, and we're gonna work on the pre-writing squiggle lines, okay? So this is fun. First we're gonna do a straight line, okay? So I'm gonna go right down the middle of the dotted lines on my paper. I'm gonna follow the line, so this is a lot like tracing, okay? Now I'm gonna do some squiggly lines. Okay, squiggly lines. I'm gonna take up the whole section, okay? I'm gonna go from the bottom line to the top line. Squiggly lines, and I'm trying my best to stay in between the top and the bottom line. Now I'm going to do some polka dots, and I'm gonna use the middle line again as my guide. Make some polka dots straight along the paper. If you want to use the bottom line, you can do that. Just pick a starting point and try your best to stay on that starting point, okay? Now we're going to work on zigzag. Top to bottom. And now one by one, which you would know better as little dashes, right? One by one. Let's use the bottom line. Because when we start writing on lined paper in school, you want your letters to touch the bottom line. Now we're gonna do cloud. I'm gonna use gray for cloud. It was cloudy this morning, but it looks like the sun's coming out. So the meteorologist said it was supposed to rain today. Maybe that's incorrect. Maybe the weather is changing. So we're gonna do clouds, okay? I'm gonna use my middle line. It's not a full cloud, but it's a half a cloud shape. Now we're gonna do the castle. Down to the bottom, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down. We're going across the bottom line, straight past the middle, up to the top line, over and down. This might be difficult. Try your best. It's okay if we make mistakes, and practice makes perfect, okay? And actually, there's no such thing as perfect. We try our best, and we do what we can. Now we're gonna do the roller coaster. Ready? And a swirl. Up, down, swirl. Up, down, swirl. Now the mouse ear. Over, around, around, over. Over, around, around, over. This reminds me of when I was little. I would look at my mom's handwriting. She had such beautiful script handwriting, and I would doodle in my notebook, and I would make all these squiggles and little lines to try to make it look like I was copying her script. Now let's do the swirl. Okay, this is our last one, okay? We're gonna go from the bottom up to the top. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Go all the way to the end. And I'm writing on a little tapestry, so it's coming out a little bumpy, but that's okay. Swirl. So we have all these different lines, and we can pick 5 that we like and sign in 5 different ways. That's a fun little sign-in activity. I hope everyone is continuing to practice their name. And in September, we're gonna pick up right where we left off with your kindergarten teachers, okay? So send us your pictures, don't forget. And everyone, please check your emails, because today we're sending out the OSIS numbers for the Zoom accounts to begin our meetings this week. So excited to see your faces. I've gotten some feedback this morning from some families. Signing up for the DOE accounts is super simple. And I think I'm gonna do a little trial run, with Mrs. G today to see if everything works, so we can get everything going this week. Mrs. B is doing 2 sessions. I'm breaking up the class 9 and 9, one morning on Tuesday, one afternoon on a Thursday. We're gonna see how it works. We're gonna see if it's successful, and then maybe in the future we can combine the class, and it's not too chaotic, and have a group Zoom meeting together. So we're working on that for this week. Have fun with your challenges today. Have a great day.